Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Horowitz in the Sefer HaMitzvos. We're in Mitzvah number 44, the positive commandment to marry a woman b'kiddushin, to sanctify and consecrate a woman to be your wife. And he writes over here about Mekadesh Isha Nikres Arusa. When you are Mekadesh, when you consecrate a woman as one's wife, she becomes what is called an Arusa. Arusa in English is translated as betrothed, which means the asa medivei seifrim lavu aleya anshe tikonis lechuppah levarech sheva brachos. And at that point on, says the Horowitz, according to the Chachamim, according to our sages, a husband is not allowed yet to have intimate relations with his wife until there is a chuppah, and until they make the Sheva Brachas, the 7 holy blessings under the chuppah. However, v'kodim kenisa the chuppah, before they actually go to the chuppah and do the next stage of marriage, which is kiddushin, tzarich lichtay v'ksubah, he has to write a ksubah, a marriage document for his wife as well. U'mishetikanes l'chuppah nikres nesua, from the time that she goes under the chuppah and receives her ksuvah, and she gets and the Sheva Brachas, the 7 blessings are made, she goes from the category, the status of being an Arusa, being someone that is betrothed, to now becoming someone that is called a Nesua. And a Nesua means that she is now legally bound to her her husband. And at that point, says the Horowitz, even though they did not yet have bia, they did not have relations, however, she now is fitting to have relations, and therefore they have proceeded to the next step. She has proceeded to the next step where Nesua means that she is officially married to this man. So there's 2 steps in marriage. There's Erisin and there is Nisuin. Erisin is the man's pledge to marry this woman. Erisin is the beginning of the Tanoim, what we have in the Ashkenazi world. There are Tanoim, there are conditions that are made, documents that are signed, a plate that is broken, that is the commitment of the husband and the wife to each other, the families to each other. And then that she is now usher, she already is earmarked for this man over here, and they are to each other. However, they cannot yet have intimate relations. Then comes the chuppah, and from the chuppah there is a ksuvah that is given, the marriage document, and there are also the Sheva Brachas, the 7 blessings that are said. At that point, they are considered to be husband and wife in all areas, and therefore at that point they are allowed to have intimate relations with each other to consummate the marriage. However, says the Horowitz, let's say that his wife was in the status of nida, which means she was menstruating at the time of the chasana, of the wedding, which means that they could not have intimate relations with each other after the chuppah. Even though that they went to the chuppah and they were nisyached, they even had a state of what's called yichud, where they were alone together. Legamra nisuin, the act of nisuin, of the marriage, is not yet completed. And she remains like an arusa, she remains like the betrothed woman in all areas of halacha over here. And there are details and halachas that must be followed carefully when there is something called chupas nida, which means at the chuppah, the wife, instead of being royal, be fitting to have relations, she's in nida, means she's menstruating, which means that a husband and a wife cannot be together during that time. There are certain halachas and details that will take place. If it happens to somebody, I'm sure that their Rav, whoever is marrying them off or the like, will help them and get through the halachas that deal with that situation. And these halachas that we are describing over here about the arusa, about the nisua, about erisin and nisuin, and if she's permitted, if she's not permitted, is halachas that exist every place all of the time. That's the halachas of marriage. The Horowitz is not yet done with this mitzvah. As we're going to see tomorrow, he's going to describe what happens if the marriage unfortunately goes sour and there has to be a divorce that takes place. That is what we will learn Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.